الليل يا روحي يا روحي بدل نفسك همومك عمرك ورا.
All right, what do I have in my arms? It's like a baby. I have a lot of veils. Enter with it because it takes up a lot of space, right? If it's very colorful, then people can see, like when I do the restaurant shows, as people are eating, right? They're really into their food. So I either have a veil or I have finger symbols. You got to catch your attention, you know, somehow. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple of different veils and shapes and fabrics, and there's do's and don'ts in here. So any guesses as to like what is about this? What is a don't about this? Well, first of all, before I get to that, what shape is this? It is a rectangle. Okay, so versus circular, for example. That is not a problem. So the issue with this, you are right, is that all these little sequins, which don't seem like a big deal, they make it super heavy. It makes it too heavy. And I'll let you, sort of swirl it in a minute so that you can see. It doesn't look like a big deal. And, at the time I was like, well, but it makes it nice and, sparkly and pretty, right? That is an issue. The second thing I would say is that generally speaking, I just learned this this is my preference. I like to have a lighter colored veil because it will pick up more of the light. But sometimes, I have actually more than one black veils, and it's just the color of your costume, and that's fine, but just something to keep in mind. This hem is, or the edging is hemmed, which you want to have. And again, I'll let you all sort of feel it later. The reason you want to have that is you don't want to drop it. And you want to know where your edge is, and you'll see what I mean in a moment. Okay, so what is the issue with this one? If I remember correctly from using it, it's actually a little bit narrow from here to here. The edging, like they had a good idea, right? Because it's very pretty. And you also have an edge, like you know where your edge is. The issue is that these are, again, doesn't look like a big deal, but if you were to add it all, it does weigh down that veil. So what do we think potentially, maybe, is the issue? It is definitely short this way. Yeah. I don't think it's 3 yards. I don't know what it is exactly, but why is that a problem? Because sometimes, a double wrap, and it's okay, but it's just a little short. So this is where you're like, well, why does it matter that it's like I got a cheaper one and this is a cheaper one from Amazon? It's because it's just that little, if they're selling, hundreds and maybe thousands of these, they're saving a lot of fabric. But for you, it's just a little short. And you know what? Veil is hard, belly dancing, all of it is hard enough. Like you don't want to make it extra hard for yourself. Also, anything else about this that's problematic? Yeah, there's no hem, and it all feels the same. Why does this matter? And again, I'll do a little bit bigger of a demo momentarily. But if sometimes we do this, guess what? I don't know if I'm holding onto the middle. I don't want the middle. I need the edge. Yes, I need this edge. Why? Because I'm pulling it out like this so that I can do this, right? If I catch the middle of it, now I'm bunched up like this. I'll show you something that on this edge, they actually did use a serger or something, and this is good. And again, I'll let you all feel it. But this, you can feel the edge. This, which is the edge that I need, actually, I want it on all edges, but what I'm saying, this is the edge that I more use than the short side. If it were serged like this here, you don't need a big, in fact, you don't want it to be too heavy, but you need to be able to feel that this is the edge of it, right? So that you're not bunching up or grabbing from the middle. What's potentially wrong with this one?
Too wide, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like a double wide. So why is that a problem? It's very heavy. Like you might think, oh, well, it's okay. When you first get started, you're like, that's fine. But let me tell you, you do this for 30 minutes or however many minutes you're practicing, it is very, very tiring. Ta-da! We finally got to, to the one that, I would recommend. So especially for beginners, but for everybody, I still use tissue lame. This, and once you feel it, you're gonna be like, oh, I know what you mean. Because you're gonna try to do this with the heavy fabric and be like, okay, I'm tired already. And if the inexpensive, a little bit too small silk one, you're gonna be like, I can't control. It's like, it's still floating down. You're like moving to the next, and that's what gets you stuck. Because you're moving on, but the veil is still there. And so like you might walk into it or it might flow into your face or something. Like you don't want it to be too floaty and you don't want it to be too heavy. So tissue lame, as my teacher had explained, is the perfect fabric, especially for beginners. But like I said, I use it this Saturday at the performance. And the way that it flows is Goldilocks. It is not too heavy, so it doesn't plonk down, and it's not too light, so that it kind of floats above and does its own thing while you're like already moving on and it like gets tangled, right? So it kind of has that Goldilocks weight to it, right? And it also has you can get it in various colors, but has a nice sheen to it. You can iron it if you want. I deliberately have it kind of like the crushed velvet, like the crushed tissue lame look. Whereas this, I think I can kind of get away with it. It's like, yeah, it's like supposed to be that way. I kind of just like stuff it in my bag. So